The following is a presentation of Retro Sports Network, home of the champions of the past, present, and/or future, and presented by DigitalDevice.com, the best darn podcast on the web for your sports simulation and replay needs. Okay, I'm continuing to be lazy and not holding off on live streams until I have something actually I want to stream again. So today we're going to go through and recap the first 3 days of my 1961-62 NBA basketball replay using PC Replay Basketball. So I picked up the game for Black Friday and grabbed the season, and this is one I've always wanted to do. And because the NBA is only 9 teams, it's easy to do a full one, so I think. So I've played 7 games so far. I might or may not at some point show a game on Twitch at my discretion. But again, this is pretty much an offline replay for me. But I'd figure once I get through a given week on any given Sunday, that I would just go through and show what had happened over the course of those 7 days. Now, some rules for 1961-62. You shoot one foul shot on every defensive foul. After you get to the bonus, which is after 5 team fouls, you shoot a bonus shot. So it's 2 to make 1, or in the case of a shooting foul, 3 to make 2. Shooting fouls are always 2 shots. The games are high scoring. There are a ton of shots and fast breaks and turnovers. And as you'll see when we go through all the scores of the 7 games that I played, there's just a lot of offense. Why did I pick this season, you might ask? Well, this is the year that Wilt Chamberlain averaged 50 points a game. I think there are years in the 90s the Knicks didn't even score 50 points a game. I'm kidding, of course. It was 55. Chamberlain scored 50 a game. The Celtics are absolutely incredible. I think they're better than 85-86, and my buddy Dave Gardner is doing that late nights on Ratcast Videos or whatever his channel. You know what his channel is. He's doing the Celtics games late at night, kind of like Johnny Carson. But this team is pretty darn good, and it's the year that Oscar Robertson averaged for the Cincinnati Royals. Dave Little, the Cincinnati Royals averaged a triple-double. I think James Harden is the only other player in NBA history to do that. So 10 or more points, 10 or more assists, and 10 or more rebounds. And I'm sure there were nights that Robertson had close to 10 steals, too. They weren't recorded then. So 9 teams. It's an interesting replay. You got teams in Syracuse, which would become the Philadelphia 76ers, Cincinnati, who would eventually become the Sacramento Kings, and St. Louis, who would eventually become the Atlanta Hawks. So kind of the last remnants of that Midwest League that the NBA started out as. I mean, they had teams in Fort Wayne and Cincinnati and that, and not quite the modern juggernaut where the NBA would become. So with all that, let's take a look of what we've done the first 7 games of this replay. So opening night, the 19th of October, 1961, 2 games on the set. Wilt Chamberlain shoots for fun. He would have surely preferred to do it in a winning effort, but Chamberlain still has a day to remember as they ended up with 59 points. The Warriors, not the 76ers, the Warriors lost 140-129. And Chamberlain is our player of the day. He scored 59 points, shooting 25 of 39 from the floor, and was 9 of 15 from the free throw line. Pretty good for Chamberlain. He also had 24 rebounds, 1 assist, 4 steals, and 3 blocks in 47.5 minutes. Game of the day was, again, that first game. And it was played at Madison Square Garden. It was a doubleheader at the Garden. It said that LA overcame Philadelphia 140-129. Why the Chicago-New York game wasn't that, I don't know, but let's take a look at the box score. Chamberlain played 47 minutes and 24 seconds, had 24 rebounds, and the Lakers scored 84 points in the second half. It was a Philly 58-56 lead, And then the Lakers opened up to a 40-28 third quarter, and Philly would come back. Philly would shoot 48%, the Lakers 47.8%. Both teams good from the line. Elgin Baylor playing forward and center at one point, also at 24 rebounds. Jim Krebs, 16 boards. The first time ever I had, look at that, two 30-point scores. Baylor had 33, and the logo, Jerry West, had 32. And Jerry West had triple-double, 32 points, 11 assists, and 10 rebounds. Biggest lead was 13 for the Lakers, 9 for the Warriors, not the 76ers. The Warriors, they moved to San Francisco after this year. And the Lakers had 51 fast break points. Not sure why this wasn't the game of the day. Oh, because the Chicago Packers, the Packers, not the Bulls, even with the Bulls logo, nope, they weren't the Packers. They would become eventually the Baltimore Bullets, Washington Bullets, and the Washington Wizards. But it's Chicago's first game in the NBA, and Walt Bellamy came to play. I think Bellamy had a better day than Chamberlain. He blocked 5 shots. He had 58 points. He went 23 for 38 from the floor, 24 boards, 4 assists, and 5 blocked shots. That's pretty good. Lots and lots and lots of scoring here. The second half was 80-73. New York, they're just not that good. Phil Jordan, foul trouble. In fact, he fouled out, only played 11 minutes and 22 seconds. But Willie Knowles scored 38 for the Knicks. Richie Guerin had 34, went 10 for 10 from the line. Again, good shooting. The Knicks shooting 51% from the floor. The Packers 46.2. And the Knicks 23 of 26 from the line. The Packers at one point had a 20-point lead. The next night, these two, Los Angeles and Philadelphia, met down in Philadelphia for their opener. And again, Wilt Chamberlain was the king of the boards and player of the day. He would have surely loved to have won the game. They lost 118-107, but he grabbed 30 rebounds and had 51 points, shooting 20 from 38 from the floor, 11 from 22 from the free throw line. That's more like it. 3 assists, a steal, and 3 blocks. The Warriors fall to 0-2. The Lakers, only in their second year, I believe, from Minneapolis, are 2-0. And how did that happen? Well, it was all in the third quarter. The Lakers outscored the, I'm going to say 76ers, I'm sure, a ton in this series of videos. Outscored the Warriors 33-18 in the third quarter. Jerry West 33, Elgin Baylor 32. Baylor with 13 boards. Rudy LaRusso with 13 boards and 6 assists. Krebs a better game at center. He had 4 block shots, but he again fouled out. For Philadelphia, Wilt Chamberlain went the distance. 51 points, 30 boards, 3 assists, 2 personal fouls, and 3 blocks. Only 4 block shots for the Warriors. The only other scorer in double digits for the Warriors, Paul Arizin, had 13. He went 5 from 14 on the floor. And that'll do it. Although Philly out-rebounded the Lakers 67-56. And that is day 2 of our pro basketball replay. God, it took me a long time to play. Lakers, by the way, led by 19 in that. So the third day of the season, guess what? A third game in a row for the Warriors. And they won this time. They pounded New York. Wilt Chamberlain had 34 rebounds in their 136-88 win. But Walt Bellamy, sing it to the tune of My Bel-Ami. Walt Bellamy, I'm not in love with you, but I could be. He was player of the day, 47 points for Chicago, shooting 18 of 23 from the floor and 11 of 15 from the free throw line. He also had 19 rebounds, 4 assists, 2 steals, and 2 blocks, and he's averaging 52.5 points a game. But the game of the day came out west in St. Louis. The Royals and the Hawks, their opener. St. Louis overcame Cincinnati 138-122. Let's go to the box scores. We start at the Garden, where the Celtics beat up on the Pistons 137-125. Detroit was up by 4 at the end of the first quarter, but the Celtics just put the screws to the Pistons. They outscored them 36-8. They doubled them in the second quarter. Detroit cut it back, outscoring Boston 35-25, but the fourth quarter was wild and woolly. 46 points for the Celtics to 38, and they win 137-125. Celtics shot 53% from the field. How about that? Celtics also had 3 scorers that had 30 points or more. Tommy Heinsohn, 30 points, 11 of 19 from the floor, and 8 of 8 from the line. He had 5 personal fouls. Bill Russell, not necessarily known as a scorer, 14 of 21 from the field, 5 of 9 from the line, 19 rebounds, 5 assists, and 5 blocked shots. That was Bill's game. And Sam Jones, 32 points, 12 of 20 from the floor with 8 from the line. Bob Cousy and Tom Heinsohn also played with a lot of foul trouble, and so did Casey Jones, who had 7 points off the bench. For the Pistons, Bailey Howell, which was also the name of my college library, believe it or not, 33 points for Ray Scott. Star, dollar, touchdown. No, not that Ray Scott. Ray Scott, the basketball player, had 26, and Don Ohl, O-H-L, the shooting guard, had 15. Gene Shue, future head coach, not a good day shooting, 3 of 13 and 12 points, and 5 assists. Tommy Heinsohn got a technical. Tommy can do that now. He can do whatever the heck he wants. So that was the opener. 137-125 from the Boston Garden. And what may be the biggest blowout I've ever had. The Philadelphia Warriors took the New York Knicks behind the woodshed and sent them on a Penn Station Railroad all the way down to D.C. They outscored them by 23 in the first half. At one point, they had a 53-point lead. 53 points. It doesn't help that Willie Knowles fouled out and Johnny Green had 5 fouls for the Knicks. So, Wilt Chamberlain only had 41 points. He shot 18 of 45 in the game, and he ended up sitting out the last couple minutes because why risk an injury? He did have 34 rebounds. Guy Rogers, who's not much of a scorer, did dish out 13 assists. This time they did score. Tom Meschery in 35 minutes, 25 points, 9 rebounds, and 2 assists. And Paul Arizin, 28 points, went 10 for 12 from the line. The Knicks, just the less said about this, the better for the Knicks. They did have 66 rebounds, but that's about it. They shot 32% from the floor. They start the year 0-2, and it's going to be a long way to Tipperary or to the playoffs for the Knicks. The Lakers had the night off. Cincinnati and St. Louis started their NBA season, and St. Louis holds on to a 138-122 win. Now, Oscar Robertson, who I just think he's the best, one of the best ever, certainly underrated, didn't get his triple-double. He had 6 rebounds, but he dished out 17 assists and scored 29. He fed the big man, Jack Twyman, who you might have seen on some older YouTube videos. He was Chris Schenkel's color man when ABC had the NBA the first time in the late 60s and early 70s. Twyman, 8 offensive rebounds. That's how you get 33 shots from the floor. And 5 assists. Bucky Blackhorn fouled out, but did have 6 assists. Bob Boozer had 5 fouls. So the Royals had 5 in double digits scoring-wise. And look, Hogan's Heroes fans, General Buchhalter plays for the Royals. You just thought he was a big old lovable Nazi dude with a scar on his face. Leon Askin actually played him. He had 10 points off the bench. Please don't ban me, YouTube. 4 rebounds and 2 assists. Cincinnati's bench is pretty gosh darn thin. But St. Louis just came to play. Bob Pettit, the Hall of Famer, 21 points. Cliff Hagan, 26 points. Clyde Lavalette, the center, had no fouls. Absolutely none. Played 32 minutes, 10 of 14 from the floor. And Cy Green and Al Ferrari, vroom, both had 7 assists and both had double digits points. Lenny Wilkins and Woody Salisbury came off the bench for 12 points. So the Hawks had 7 in double digits. They led by as many as 20. Cincinnati led by as many as 10. And I'm trying to think, it must have been early second quarter because St. Louis just ran away from this. They shot 52% from the floor. Cincinnati shot 49%. And last but not least, the Syracuse Nationals from Onondaga War Memorial put up a valiant effort against the Chicago Packers. Chicago's not a bad team. I don't think they stand a chance against the teams like the better teams, such as the Lakers, the Warriors, or the Celtics. But they certainly did more than hold their own. They won by 4. 7 lead changes in this one. Both teams had double-digit leads at one point. Walt Bellamy, 47 points, 19 boards, 4 assists, 2 block shots, and 5 turnovers. Went 18 from 23 from the field. Was in foul trouble a lot. He only played 31 minutes. I had to stick him in, and when he got back in, look at that third quarter score. The Packers outscored the Nats 37-14. And they shot 48% from the field. So Bellamy with a good game. Barney Cable, 8 rebounds. Andy Johnson and Slick Leonard, the point guard, both did 22 points. For Syracuse, you could see where they were starting to become a good team. In a few years, when they were in Philadelphia, they would win 67 games in 67. Of course, they had some guy by the name of Chamberlain at center. Red Kerr is their center this year, and he had 19 points and 17 rebounds. Also fouled out. One of the reasons why Syracuse fell short. Hal Greer, Hall of Famer in his own right, 30 points, 6 boards, 4 assists, 12 of 25. How Christmassy. From the field, he shoot better from the line, 68%. Chicago, 74% from the field. Red Kerr also, and Larry Costello fouled out. So a lot of fouls. The Packers shot 46 times from the line, converting 34. So all 5 scorers, however, for Syracuse had 10 points or more, and Chicago had 4 in double digits. And that is the first 3 days of the NBA season. Let's go through this next batch of games before I do another video. Another doubleheader at Madison Square Garden sees the Kings play the Royals, or the Lakers play the... I was thinking Dodgers said Kings, and obviously it's the Lakers. The Lakers and Royals, the Lakers are 2-0. The Royals technically playing their first home game of the year under the lights in New York. And then the nightcap, St. Louis travels to play the Knicks. The Hawks won their opener. Just one game on the 25th, the Lakers catch a train and go to Detroit to play the Pistons in their home opener. Then Thursday, yet another doubleheader from Madison Square Garden, the third of the year. The Royals play the Knicks. And the nightcap actually is the neutral game, the Syracuse Nationals and St. Louis Hawks. And hold on a sec. Come here, Sarah. Breaking news here. Hold it up to the camera. No, look at the screen.
Hang on.
All right, we don't need to put my address on there. 49 years old. I still got a full year to go, but open it up. Ta-da! So Syracuse and St. Louis playing the neutral game on the 26th. Now, where's the card? Come on. Come on. Is that it? No, what's that? That thing that you just unpeeled. Oh, are you kidding? Oh, no, hold it up. Hold it up. You know what you get? Look, I'm still 11 months away from being 50, and that's what I get. Welcome to the 50s Club. Thank you very much. Now back to the video already not in progress. All right. So that's Thursday's doubleheader. Friday, everybody's playing at their home courts. St. Louis and Chicago. The first game ever at the Chicago. It's not Chicago Stadium. It's wherever they held the '68 Democratic Convention. So the Hawks and the Packers will do battle. Then Detroit and Los Angeles. And remember, there's no Forum in L.A. in 1962. They're playing at the Sports Arena where the Clippers played for a long time and where Southern Cal played. They should beat up on the Pistons. Oops, you know what? It's helpful if I hit the right button. Let's put that one back up there again. The International Amphitheater in Chicago is what I was thinking of. They'll host St. Louis for their home opener. The Lakers host the Pistons on Friday night. And Syracuse and Philadelphia from the Philadelphia Civic Center. Pre-Spectrum, of course. And get used to your surroundings, Syracuse. You're probably going to be there quite soon. Saturday, everybody plays. The Celtics are going to go a week between games. The Knicks, I believe, play 3 times this week. So the Knicks go to the Garden to face the Celtics. Detroit and the Lakers play back-to-back nights, just the way the travel worked then. Chicago does the home-and-home with St. Louis at Kiel, and then Philadelphia and Syracuse. From War Memorial to the home-and-home. And last but not least, Syracuse goes to Cincinnati on Sunday. So 2, 3, 5, 7, 8 games before we do another video. How about that? I can't believe it. I got the AARP welcome package. I'm not even a month into being 49 years old. I'm Ron Juckett. Thank you so much for watching. We'll talk to you the next time.